Hi, this is Vicky from Learning Home Volunteers, and welcome to our nerd learning session on colors. Color recognition is a tricky skill to master for children. It is typically one of the first attributes that children do try to master. But if you think of it from the child's perspective, when you're actually trying to teach colors, you point to the shirt and you say blue, and then you point to the blue mug and say blue, and then you point to the sky and say blue. It must be really hard for them to understand what exactly are you talking about? The mug, the shirt, the color. Um, so it's difficult for them to figure all of those out. But the good news is that the world is filled with colors. And so there are so many opportunity to talk about colors. And in these next weeks, you can help by actually having your color cards at the ready when you do talk about colors. Because then when you point to the color card that's blue and the object that's blue, it's pretty clear that you're talking about the color, not the object. Well, let's take a look at our books. We have 3 books in this session. Our first book is a classic written by Eric Carle, called Brown Bear, What Do You See? It's about, a book where each animal in the book sees another animal of a different color. In our next book, Bear Sees Color, Mouse and Bear go for a walk outside and find colors everywhere. And in our last book, Omer, it's about an elephant who's not like the other elephants. Excuse me, and you can see him on the cover. He is not like other elements, and he wishes he was gray like the other elephants, and he has a plan. Let's take a look at our first activity. This is activity number 1, color sticker sorting. In your box, you're going to find a set of stickers of different colors. And in your teacher's kit, obviously, you have construction paper matching those stickers, but we have also provided paper for you too. Using painter's tapes, you want to put your construction paper on the wall and then have your little one take one sticker at a time and put it on the matching colored sheet. So, how many yellow stickers did they put on the paper? Is it more or less than the green paper? Are there any that have the same number of stickers? This activity is actually working on many different learning activities. They are working on fine motors. Getting those stickers off the little sheet isn't that easy. They're working vertically, which poses a different kind of challenge than putting stickers on a flat sheet on the table. And then we're counting in the activities and working on those important numeracy skills: same, different, more, and less. This is a great little activity. Activity number 2, honestly, I love this activity. It is at its core a color recognition activity, but I love the anticipation, the finding, the secret keeping. And in your bag, you're going to find a set of paper houses and a little gray circle, which will be our mouse. Feel free to decorate it. This children's librarian plays this game so well. I don't think I could do it better if I tried. So let's actually watch her play this game with the children.
Little mouse, are you in the red house? Let's see, what houses do we have? Color? Yellow, purple, green, red, blue, pink, gray, orange. Where is little mouse going to hide? Okay, it's going to be a surprise, so everybody hide your eyes, close them tight. No peeking, no peeking, no peeking, no peeking. Okay, open your eyes. Let's guess. Where shall we look for little mouse? Pink? Okay. Little mouse, are you in the pink house? Let's see. Oh, not there. What should we guess next? Blue? Okay. Little mouse, are you in the blue house? Let's find out.
I think this game is great. I think as you want to play it, you want to, of course, hide the mouse and let them find it because that's really fun. But don't forget, kids like to have you play the game as well. So give them the opportunity to hide the mouse and then, of course, guess poorly. All right. Well, activity number 3, make a rainbow. When I was actually a child, I looked for rainbows everywhere. It didn't really occur to me till much older that only you could see rainbows when it had rained. I was sure that I could get to the end of the rainbow and wanted to chase it down and see if it provided a colored bridge into the air. At that time, they seemed to appear at unexpected times and places. And in our activity, number 3, we're actually going to make some rainbows ourselves. We have provided you with a paper rainbow on a piece of paper, maybe multiple sheets, and you could make that rainbow by gluing mosaics, squares, or you could use markers or watercolors or crayons to make the rainbow. Can't wait to see what your child's rainbow is going to look like. Did you know that rainbows are that we actually see is an internal reflection of light that's gone through water droplets, and it's actually in reverse of what's actually being reflected, just like a mirror does. Most actually people describe rainbows as having 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. But actually, it's a continuous spectrum of colors, many of which aren't actually visible to the human eye. And although I hope to touch one, that's not something you can actually touch as it is a light effect. This is activity number 4. We're actually going to mix colors in a bag. And in your box, you're going to find a gallon Ziploc with a piece of white paper. We've cut the paper down so that it would actually fit into the bag, so you could seal it in the bag. You want to start by taking the paper out of the bag and then using your paint, dribbling the paint actually on the paper. And then take the paper and carefully put it back in the bag. We found the best way to open the bag easy enough to put the paper in is to fill it first with air and then put the paper back. And then, of course, have the child seal the bag. Next, you could put the bag on the actual table and your child can mix the colors with their finger. This will all be without actually touching the paint, which is kind of cool. And when they're finished, you can actually take the sheet out and then let it dry. Well, that's all for this week. More colors next week. Looking forward to talking to you then.